Hello, everyone, and welcome to People First Economy's Impact Project. We're so excited to talk today to Michael Davis from the Promote the Vote 2022 initiative. And we're going to be talking a little bit about what makes this upcoming election extremely important and why access to voting, why these elections are integral to creating a people first economy and also informing our communities about how they can be active in these elections. So Michael, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Thank you for having me, giving us this opportunity.
Absolutely. And for the folks who haven't joined us before, I'm Hannah. I'm the president of People First Economy. And Michael, in a few words, would you mind telling us a little bit about your role and about the organization and maybe one thing that you're working on right now because of the upcoming election?
So my name is Michael Davis. I'm the executive director of Promote the Vote. We are a coalition of historically engaged civic engagement organizations around the state that look to continue to work with the populations that we serve to increase access to the ballot, expand access to the ballot, and really work to help all voters and all citizens here in Michigan understand the voting process and making sure that they're engaged and educated on the different issues on the ballot.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the work that you do. And I'm sure that many folks watching today are hopefully know how many ways the work that you all do has touched our lives. And so we want to continue to highlight that and help folks get engaged as much as possible. Michael, if you don't mind, I think we know this upcoming election is extremely important. There's a ton of news and noise surrounding us all the time, right? And sometimes it's hard to understand where your voice is going to be heard, where you should spend your time and energy, and what is making this particular election so important to what this next couple of years is going to look like for us. Can you give us an example, or can you give us some ideas of why that is?
I mean, I think just given the current climate, what we saw in the 2020 election and post-election, and just, the current climate, I think what we're not seeing happen, nationally with protections around voting rights, this is our chance here in Michigan to really lead the way and really ensure and enshrine the fundamental right to vote in the Constitution through this ballot initiative. But again, to really, through these ballot initiatives, citizen-led ballot initiatives, that you can see from just the engagement and the number of signatures, volunteers, that are really going to drive this election and really help turn out to make this a more robust democracy.
Absolutely. We talk quite a bit at People First Economy. Again, our primary network is business owners, particularly small business owners all over the state. And we work with a lot of folks who are trying to use their business. We say a business as a force for good. How do you use your business to put the most positive impacts out into your community? And one of the ways that we talk about this particular, the accessibility of voting, we want to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to go and participate or to vote absentee or however they need to participate. And we have a reasoning behind bringing up the small business voice around those things. Can you tell us a little bit about kind of the cross-cutting benefits of having more accessible elections and making sure we preserve that as part of this ballot initiative, the Prop 2 and ways that we can protect the integrity of our elections?
So just the benefits of the initiative?
Yeah. How it,
I think, Prop 2 is important, and Michiganders will support it just because just the provisions that make up, that comprise the proposal. So one being requiring military and overseas ballots to be counted if postmarked by election day and received within 6 days of the election. So this helps ensure that members of the military have their votes counted and know that their voices are heard. It would also recognize the citizens of Michigan have the fundamental right to vote without arrest and conduct. Proposal 2 ensures eligible voters can make their voices heard and be sure that their vote is counted regardless of where we live, what we look like, what candidate or political party we support. Really, because Proposal 2 will continue to enhance the integrity and security of our elections by modernizing how we administer the elections to make our elections more accessible and convenient for folks here in Michigan.
Yeah, thank you so much. The data I think that we see around increased voter participation, particularly when we're using a lens of equity and making sure that we have representation across all of our communities that are participatory in the voting process, and that education is available to folks and that access is available to folks. That increased voter participation leads to less income inequality and an increase in our middle class, which is so important. And a lot of the folks in our community that are the pillars in our community are the ones that own businesses, that work for businesses, that patronize our local businesses and all these other wonderful things. So all of this leads to the economic stability and the community stability and resilience that we want to see, as well as directly affecting our ability to address some of the racial and systemic inequalities, the environmental justice issues that we see in our communities as well. So having representative elected officials is kind of starts with that consistent and increased voter participation. So thank you so much for sharing that. And could you share, to close us out, could you share ways that folks that are watching this can visit your website and support what you're doing, and become active in that way if they're looking for ways to do so?
Yeah, perfect. And thank you for the opportunity. Voting is critical to the integrity of our democracy, which is why our fundamental voting rights should be respected and protected in Michigan's Constitution. So we are asking supporters, to people looking for information. If you want to be a supporter, if you're trying to get more involved, please visit votethevote2022.com. You can, read through the FAQs. You can read the actual ballot language right there, and you can sign up for updates and request a speaker for events. We're really just looking to help get the education out there and make sure that folks have correct, accurate, factual information about the initiative.
That's fantastic. And if you're interested in supporting People First Economy, we also have our peoplefirsteconomy.org/impact, where you can find out ways to learn more from incredible experts like Michael and his colleagues and other organizers that are working to create a People First economy. And we will catch you next time. Thank you so much for joining us, Michael. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.